Good morning. This is my very first ever morning's live stream. I don't think I've ever said good morning to you fine people before. Good morning, CC Mattis, several times. Berlin's Emo. Hey, Berlin's Emo. Don't think we've met. Maybe we have. I don't remember. I don't have a great memory, so sorry. Brenda K. Nice to see you. HMS Gen X lady. Michelle Salter, BGPO, this normal Idaho mom. Wow. So I don't know if it's morning, actually. It's probably afternoon for a lot of you. Hey, Leola. I am on Pacific, what we used to call the laid-back, mellow West Coast, which has since changed ever since we became a world-class city over here. But just woke up from a nap. Nice. I feel like I'm ready for a nap. I've been up for 2 hours. Hi, Bunny Time. Nice to see you. So yeah, I'm feeling a little pooped this morning, and I had contemplated postponing, but I don't like to let you down. But then I'm also like, I might let you down because I'm just not entirely on my game. So I just thought I'd come anyway. And I put in a nice new morning for you too, Gen X lady. Well, happy Saturday morning. It looks like the construction guys are not going to show up today. They are allowed to, but it's BC Day. For those of you who are in Canada, you will know that August 1st for many of the provinces is the day that we have a holiday. So it's not, they do the actual holiday on Monday because it's fallen on a Saturday. But it seems like they're going to behave like decent people and not show up to wreck the long weekend. So nice. Thank you, CC McManus. Thank you for saying so. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was feeling pretty good about the letter to Lindsay Clancy's, or the email to Lindsay Clancy's lawyer. And then finding that he had received it was the icing on the cake. So yeah, so I changed my backdrop. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock for people. That's what I was saying. Some of you, it's already afternoon, but I'm still in my gym jams. The dog has been out for a pee and a poo, but not as far as we have ventured. I got a new backdrop, so I feel kind of like I got a new outfit. It's a big change. Thought I'd spruce things up a bit, see how I like it. So I was going to carry on with I still am. I'm going to carry on with the original GraeBae on Web Sleuths. But as many of you know, GraeBae made another appearance on Web Sleuths, just not last night, but the night before. A lot of you will have seen it on Jay's live last night. She went through it. I'm not going to play all of it because it's I was like, what is GraeBae on there for? Are we doing more damage control? But no, indeed. GraeBae is front of house now, apparently. She has been promoted to giving her very insightful analyses of crimes now. So that's fun. Mother hen Lauren was not quite able to sit back and let her little chickie go on her own. I was going to say fly, but of course, chickens don't fly. I feel like I've heard this before. I had a couple of boiled eggs for breakfast this morning. Shells off. Yeah, but I just wanted to share because it's just so twee and icky, the bits at the beginning where Lauren can't fucking stop her self-important nonsense and her need to be recognized and her need to be the most important person in the room. She does it throughout. She interrupts Grayson's analyses with her own very important insights, just to make sure that everybody knows what she really thinks. And then she stays off camera, sort of, she pokes her head in a few times just to make sure, like, it is all so twee and embarrassing for everyone involved. And Trisha spends literally the whole time going, you're right. I agree with you 100%. I agree with everything you say. Isn't it awful? It's so awful. Oh my goodness. Isn't it awful? And they're all on the side of the defendant, which it seems very obvious that the prosecution is in the wrong here. It seems very obvious. I'm very hopeful that she is going to get justice and get help and not be imprisoned for life. She did try to find help. I'm not following the case closely, but I have heard enough of that part of it to form an opinion. And it's, again, so it's nothing very interesting, but the part that's interesting is this fledgling, Grayson doing some kind of analyses, like she's got any particular insights that are worth listening to. And it's another attempt, right, to just scrub the past and just pretend like none of that ever happened, and that these are this case in particular, in my opinion, is one to tug at the heartstrings. Perfect timing, HMS Gen X lady, right? So it's the perfect vehicle for HTC to display for everyone how empathic and victim-centered they are, right? And to go on and on about how terribly sad it all is and how terrible they feel for everyone and how they understand what all the people must be going through. Yeah, she's got no life experience. And also, like, she's not a criminologist. Like, what I do think they're just trying to kind of rehabilitate everybody's image here, right? And they're just moving ahead. And also, I mean, I have noticed GraeBae kind of inserting herself a little more. And I don't necessarily think that that's because, she's on an equal footing with Lauren and John because she's such a powerhouse and they see her as an equal. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that she has all the receipts, right? And they need to keep her on side. I mean, I also think that they're a like-minded trio of the folly thruple that we have been talking about. So there's that. But I think there's more going on than just that, right? I think that there's, Grayson has all the receipts. So just to say, she's a pretty good little manipulator, our GraeBae. Okay, also I should say, these are just my opinions. I don't have any particular credentials. I do have life experience, unlike Grayson. I'm an ex-mechanic with an English degree. We are just here for entertainment. Yeah, if you want to support the channel, there's multiple ways to do that. The pinned comment has my, buy me a coffee and PayPal. And otherwise, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all of those things support the algorithm too. So let's just move on to little Trishy here. She's killing time until Grayson gets there. And Grayson has just arrived. So she's like, oh, here we go. So she's all excited because she doesn't have to fill the air with her vacuous emptiness. She's got somebody else to do it for her. So let's get started.
Grayson is here. Grayson from Hidden True Crime, how are you?
Just to comment on the thing last night, I went to Jay's live and it had already been ongoing for quite some time, and I was trying to catch up with what was happening. And I said, is she here to talk about her faith crisis, or have we moved on? And Janice says, faith crisis averted, she's a beige mom now. And that obviously popped into my head. Where is Swamp Stacy? This is a good question. That popped into my head as soon as I saw Grayson in her outfit. So just saying.
You, my dear.
Hi.
How you
Can you hear
doing?
me?
I can hear you great. You sound great. You look great. I'm so glad you're here.
I'll try to look up. I always forget the camera's up there, and
I understood from these people that I don't know if you remember. I mean, Megan talked about how it was so phony of the Cox family to greet people in a friendly manner and tell them how nice they look and how much they like their outfit. And that was evidence of the dysfunction in the family. Remember that? Interesting.
love to look down.
I know. I'm always looking down to the side too. So,
Oh, Lauren's telling me if I make it.
Yeah.
Lauren. Oh, it's Lauren. Lauren's putting in her 2 cents because that's good.
Teaching her things. If you.
Oh.
No, I don't like that because then I can't see a chat. I love a good chat.
Okay, sorry, never mind. Yes, look, just okay.
Does everybody see my finger?
Lauren's gonna come on in a little bit.
Okay, and you can look wherever you.
Lauren has pink nails. I don't know if you guys can tell. Lauren has pink nails. Bruce the Moose is in the hoose. Hey, Bruce the Moose. Lucy in New York City says, so are we to infer that Trisha literally couldn't find a willing guest, so she had GraeBae on, or did she volunteer? I mean, I'm guessing there's a combination of things going on here. That's a good... God, my pause game really is on fire. I don't know what to tell you guys. I gotta do it again. Sorry. I can't help it. Hey, Shelly Crabtree, thanks for the 10 jewels gold coin. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I think there's a combination of things happening, right? I think they're trying to rehabilitate the hidden true crime, obviously, right? And I also think that Lauren was talking about how she didn't want to be on camera because she doesn't have any makeup on. And, you know, I think there's a lot of things at play here. I think most of it has to do with rehabilitating the image of these freaks.
You want, Grayson, wherever you want. I was just saying, you ladies, hello. You guys do such a great job. Again, even if you watch the whole trial, like I always have it on, I don't get anything from it. I just come and listen to you guys because you both, again, the way you describe it, it's.
I'm just here to tell you that the way they describe it is like extremely average. Neither one of them has any particular insight.
Perfect. It's human, but you're not giving us.
These guys are always trying to convince us that they're human. It is the weirdest thing. I keep forgetting. The camera's up there. I'm like Grayson. I keep looking down. Me and Grayson are the same.
One side over the other. I've pretty much made up my mind, and it hasn't changed from the beginning.
I have to.
Well, I don't know how you feel. Did you want to tell us how you feel? You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think it's mental health.
Oh, I do too.
And I'm just here listening. Go ahead, Kate.
Okay. I'm just.
See, Lauren is just here listening. She's just here listening. She didn't mean to interrupt Grayson's moment where Web Sleuth Trisha was asking Grayson what her opinion was. Lauren didn't intend to insert herself there. It was this kind of little coinky dink with the timing. She didn't mean anything anyway. As long as you can see her elbow, you'll know that she's there. So that's the important thing.
I'm just
talking about what you feel. You know what? I'll let you.
Yeah.
You share. Okay. Yeah. Share.
Tell us why you think it's a mental illness issue, and not a punishment issue.
Yeah, I have read through all the documents. I've read through the civil suits. I mean, I've been following this since it started, and so
it doesn't take very long for. She says that she thinks that she was genuinely having a psychotic break. And then she talks about how hard the trial is on her because it's extremely sad. And then she goes on to say a bunch of super obvious things about it. And Lauren keeps inserting herself and acting like a lunatic. But this is basically this is it. There's no need to watch any more of it. But I do think it's just another one of these instructive videos about these people, about who they really are, right? Like, Grayson does all the reading, not LM. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Right? I don't think Lauren has the. I was going to say discipline, but I mean she is quite disciplined about work. I'm not going to deny that she works. She does work. She works hard at putting out this image and getting herself into the clawing her way into this position. So, but I don't think that she has the bandwidth maybe to read a lot. And also Grayson's kind of a lick spittle, so she'll do whatever. Anyway, I'm going to move over back to where we were because this is what we were watching. This is what we were here for, was to revisit Grayson's role in crafting the narrative against Christina. So yeah, I would think that Lauren would read the AI summaries and maybe Grayson would read the actual documents. But Yeah, so we had left off. It was hard to figure out where we left off because this video is no longer online, so it doesn't have. I didn't have the convenient like, oh, that's right where I left off because that's where I closed the video. So it took me about half an hour to find. And this is sort of where we left off. She's about to start reading people's declarations. And I think she starts with Christina. So let's go.
Law enforcement took it seriously.
Yeah. And then again, it just keeps going. Then this stalker posts a video that she's called UNLV. For what purpose?
That's where Dr. John works, right?
Yeah, we started with this last time, but the reason she called UNLV was to confirm what John said. And these guys are acting like it's stalking rather than like it's surveillance, which is one of the functions of the media. So I just like to repeat that whenever it's possible because their outrage is completely manufactured bullshit.
Oh my God, that's right.
Adjunct professor. He's been an adjunct professor there for years. You guys saw that.
Right.
We can talk about what she says in her declaration about that too.
Okay, now who is this? Okay, you've got the declarations.
As far as I understand it, thank you, Molly Colleen. I like it too. I thought it was time for a switch up. I think that it has basically been settled that this document that Grayson is referencing that shows that Dr. John has been working as an adjunct professor at UNLV for many, many years, I think we've all settled on the fact that she manufactured that. And that the woman who is purportedly wrote back and said, yes, he's been working here for all of time and he is the greatest forensic psychologist the world has ever known, doesn't actually even work there anymore. I think that's how that came out. Thank you for asking, Lucia. That's very nice. My back is much better. Much better. No twinges at all this morning that I can recall. Thank you for asking. So just to say, if people weren't aware of that, I do think that that she's referencing a falsified document. So
that they presented to the court. And you're going to read some of them.
Declaration of the stalker.
Yeah, I like it.
On the, I'm not going to read everybody's whole things.
Right.
But let's see.
Nice that you're so prepared, Grayson. Appreciate that.
I want to answer that. While you're looking for this, I want to put this up here. Kana Michelle says, why wasn't Stalker arrested at CrimeCon for breaking the order? That's what I want to know. We talked about that last night, and it may have had to do with the fact that it was a Utah order and this was in Colorado. But I don't understand why, when this was over and they were back in Utah, why they weren't taken in front of the judge and charged. I don't know. I don't understand. That is the big.
I mean, Trisha, honestly, the list of things that you do understand would be quite a bit shorter. So we're just going to leave that where it belongs, in the trash heap.
Question, Kana. That's a big question. So, and we'll talk about that for a little bit here in a moment.
Yeah. But, you might have to keep talking for a second. I have
Trisha hates that more than anything, having to talk. She likes her guests to do all the work. CH just CH says Lauren is texting her throughout this. I have no doubt that you're right about that, and that it's very clear. I mean, they mentioned multiple times, Trisha and Grayson both mentioned multiple times, that these are Grayson's opinions. She is not speaking on behalf of HTC. So it's very clear that Lauren is in control of this whole interview, basically.
Well, I just need to find it, but it is very important.
Take your time, because we got lots of people here.
It's very important, you guys. I mean, it's so important that she didn't bother getting it ready to go before she started. That's how important it is. I think you'll agree that is very important.
I want to read what people are saying. Trace on the case. It's so good to see you here, my dear. It says Lauren is just human, like we all are. She's not perfect, but she's really good with her interviews of victims and supporting victims and families. And that's what matters in this field. Absolutely. Right. And Lauren and Grayson were doing.
I mean, this is Trace on the cases. She's somebody's mod. But this is the whole thing, right? She has all these people snowed into thinking that this is the truth because she keeps saying that it is. And to my mind, like the whole true crime YouTube community that grew up kind of, fully formed within a few years, is very much a Wild West, right? We've talked about this before. I know people feel the same way. And that creators had no idea where the guardrails were and were just doing whatever. And there's no reason to think that viewers would recognize a guardrail when they saw one either, right? Because this is this whole new kind of genre, or not genre, but like true crime has mostly been in, like documentaries and books and stuff, right? So this whole, citizen journalist true crime thing still hasn't really found its ethical landing spot, in my opinion. And the fact that all of these people think that Lauren overstepping ethical boundaries is okay kind of makes sense in that framework, right? And that's, I think, how they've managed to get away with so much. It's ugly, but I do think that that's partly what went on there.
Their jobs when this started happening. And as Lauren was talking about in her live stream, she kept saying, why? I haven't done anything. And she hadn't done anything. And that's what we couldn't figure out.
Right. This is the message, right? This is the central message. I haven't done anything. Dr. John says it. Lauren says it. Trisha's repeating it. Lauren repeats it multiple times in the 9-hour live, right? That's the central message. I haven't done anything.
And again, everybody, if you're just joining us, this is Grayson. Grayson is Lauren Matthias's producer, has been with her through this whole ordeal. And again, what we are talking about here tonight, these are Grayson's feelings and her talking about her experiences while witnessing all of this.
Trisha trying to fill dead air is mind-numbingly boring.
Okay, she doesn't speak for Lauren. These are her personal feelings, but I'll tell you, Grayson comes with the receipts. There's no question about that whatsoever. Did you find it?
No, but
I feel like I need to clip that because absolutely Grayson does have the receipts, and that's why she's still part of the little true crime family, or hidden true crime family.
Find it.
Okay, you're fine. Take your time, because I got 8 bazillion things here that we.
I mean, you imagine, right? Imagine what kind of dirt Lauren would have to come up with on Grayson in order for it to be safe to discard her without fear of all of the receipts that Grayson has coming out, right? These are Grayson's own opinions. Not sure you realize, Tana. I think you need to pay attention. She is not speaking for Lauren or Hidden True Crime. Not even for 1 second. You're not that late, old woman of the hills. A little bit. You haven't missed much. It's just Grayson being a psychophantic little lying lickspittle for her boss, Lauren Matthias.
We can that we can talk about. And Susan Stricker said, the fact that UNLV would give out any info is disturbing. I don't know how much info they gave out, but, the person.
Why is it disturbing? Please fuck off. These people are supposed to be true crime experts. Oh my God. And they have no idea about the surveillance aspect of the media. They have no idea about freedom of information. They have no idea about public records. It is mind-numbing. Gigi, I think that's a pretty good insight. Some people want the tea at any cost. She appears to have it because she sidles up to victims, photos and such. People thinks that they know things. Yeah, very much so. And because she says over and over again that all she cares about is justice for the victims, people are happy to accept that, right? Because then they don't have to think too hard about maybe they're being a little bit voyeuristic and prying in on, the lives of these families who have need of privacy more than anything.
admitted to doing it. And remember what Megan, was it Megan last night, Stacy, that talked about how this woman thought he had a PhD in philosophy, that she.
Again, right? These people make errors of fact like as if they're just breathing. And they're gonna use Christina misunderstanding what PhD, what the designation of a PhD means, to damn her to hell. It's bizarre. It's fucking bizarre. Like, I mean, there are a lot of things that you can say about Lauren and Grayson and Trisha and Megan and all these scumbags, and Stacy included. But if they make an honest mistake about something, there's no need to jump down their throat about it, right? And I don't see creators doing that on this side of things, right? Because we don't need to do that shit. They need to do that shit because they don't have any actual evidence that Christina is this terrible person that they're painting her to be. I was watching last night I got the free Netflix 30-day trial so that I could watch whatever, I can't remember, but so I've been watching all the true crime videos while I've got the opportunity, and I was watching the Unknown Number one last night and listening to that the mother, Kendra, the one where the mom was catfishing her own daughter, if you guys recall that. I'm sure you do. And the interviews with her were so reminiscent of Lauren. It was really very revealing of, to my mind, of just what Lauren is actually capable of, right? Hey, Carolina Hurtado. Indy Cindy says his PhD in philosophy is listed right there in his college site. Does she not know how to access public information? No, and they don't even understand that public information is public. So, again, I have not spent a lot of time looking into Dr. John's actual qualifications because his inability to analyze his way out of a damp Taco Bell bag is evidence enough for me that he should not be doing what he's doing.
You didn't understand what PhD
Yes.
PhD meant? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Megan.
Yeah. And she said, she thought it was a PhD is it means that you're a philosopher of this topic.
I mean, honestly, sorry, it's so hard to listen to them. These idiots looking down on someone else with their superior intellect is hilarious to me.
You know so much. You have a PhD, basically. And she thought he got a PhD in philosophy. No.
That's not
how it works.
Trisha.
So anyway, I don't know why they did that. That's
Here we
just
go.
very, very. Oh, let me just read this one thing. Sorry, that was wrong. I just want to say hi, Susie B. Whenever I see that B, I think it's so cute. So anyway,
the first time I saw this, I thought we had to cite when she said, "Oh, I just wanted to say I love every time I see that little bee." I was like, "Oh my god, if we just had a sighting of Beth B." But it wasn't. It was Susie B.
Okay, so you did find it. Okay, so this is a statement that was going to be presented in court, or was it presented in court?
No, this was the stalker, just a sentence of the stalker's declaration.
Okay, declaration, right.
She's talking about Lauren's goal is to quash her efforts to investigate and report truth and exercise her free speech rights under the First Amendment. For example, Matthias often makes claims regarding her husband's credentials as a psychologist and adjunct professor at University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. However, I learned that UNLV has no record of Matthias's husband serving as an adjunct professor, which Matthias appears to acknowledge in her declaration she did not. I created a video discussing this issue and posted it for public information. If I recall correctly, in Lauren's declaration, she said that he supervises students. That is an adjunct professor. You guys also saw a thing on.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that Grayson had no idea what an adjunct professor was versus any other kind of professor before any of this came up. And so she's now acting like super snotty, like everybody knows this and you guys are just stupid. Because fuck you, Grayson. I don't believe that you have any superior intellectual knowledge of anything or that you have anything to teach me other than how not to behave if you want to be an authentic human.
On screen the other night, if you watch Lauren's live, where she shows from a director, I can't remember this woman's exact title, but she's a director at UNLV, and she did say that he was an adjunct professor. John has earned that title, adjunct.
Yeah, so this is the thing where the document that Lauren showed. I think that we have settled on the idea that she manufactured that. So just saying.
Professors at UNLV are not staff members; they're voluntary.
Right, exactly.
So while he does work at UNLV, he does work at UNLV for supervising students. He might not get paid for it because it's a volunteer position.
Right.
But he is an adjunct professor. So that's not.
Yeah, but I mean, he advertises himself as though he's a professor, right? Hey, Chris Garden, nice to see you. So, I mean, I believe that he was an adjunct professor at UNLV for a time. I don't think it's a complete fabrication. I think it's just an exaggeration of the time that he spent there. But why? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's how he presents himself, right? And she knows that, but she's pretending that that's not what matters. Wait, no, he never worked for UNLV. He volunteered at UNLV. It's volunteer, as far as I know. Unless you're talking about something else, which I'd be very happy to hear about.
Investigating and posting truth. That's actually defamation.
Yeah, that's posting something that isn't true and not understanding the questions that you're even asking. You know? And so, yeah. So she posted that, which was not true. And again, that was from her declaration. And see, I don't know how these things work. Do you get to respond to that, or
how does the web sleuth of 20 years not know how an evidentiary hearing works? Are you even fucking kidding me? Like, the answer is in the name of the thing. Watching from Italy, although I'm Scottish. Nice. I wish I was in Italy. Wow. A little bit jealous, not gonna lie. I'm thinking this time of year to be in Italy. Wouldn't be, it's like, are all the shops closed up and everybody's gone on holidays? Do they still do that in Europe? Anyway, I'm a little bit jealous, not gonna lie. Oh, Carolina, you're saying she knows exactly how it works. Okay, well, I mean, she's she's either stupid or she's lying. I think we can guarantee that with Trisha. Hey, Krisha, nice to see you.
I'm not like super familiar with like the whole court process, but you write from what we went through, or my, kind of how I was involved in this.
We really need Megan here because if you recall, Megan knows quite a lot about civil law and she was there to teach us. They should have had Megan on because that would have been so fascinating.
You make your initial claims to the court with declarations and supporting evidence showing why, and then you can add follow-up to it, right? And so yes, you can make follow-up declarations that show more of what's going on.
Right. Okay. Okay. So this is just one. This gives you an idea of the mindset here. This person said this was her, free speech, constitutional right. Free speech doesn't give you the right to post misinformation, to say things that are not true.
Right. Again, right. It's pure projection because it seems like that's what Lauren did, right? I mean, I feel like I have personally seen the letters that said like this person no longer works here, and the person that Lauren made this letter look like it was from. So
that's not free speech.
Yeah.
So it is free speech. Lauren is the one providing misinformation.
That damages the person. That can damage a person's reputation. It can damage their ability to earn a living.
Yeah, it's very scary. It's an existential threat to somebody's career.
Oh, I forgot about the existential threat. Grayson says existential threat a lot, and she says it with that same emphasis each time. It's so fun. Grayson, she's such a lion sack of lies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
yeah, she's got that Renfield look on her face, right? That yes, master. Whenever she like delivers some line like that, she gets that yes, master. Yes, yes. Look. Ooh, she's a little creepy.
Anyway, go. Please continue. So
I'm hitting the mic. I'm not used to being behind the camera.
I know. I know. I love it. I love it. And you're
She's so green, little green Grayson. Little Greenson. We'll call her GraeBae. Is GraeBae eating insects? This is an excellent question. It's a good question for discussion. I think we'll Renfield. Renfield indeed. Right? So very Renfield.
You're doing great, by the way. You're
I was mistakenly calling him Renquist the other day for some reason, but it's Renfield.
You're doing great. I want to make sure you don't get really upset and stressed out. So, because I want this to be your time. This is whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to get off your chest.
Yeah.
This is your
okay?
safe space. This is Grayson's safe space. So these people like their safe space. Megan feels that it's very important that everybody be extremely polite and kind to her in her safe space. She does not recognize being told to shut up and fuck off as healthy pushback. The only kind of healthy pushback that exists is being extremely kind in the safe space. So Uriah Heep. I feel like I don't know enough about Uriah Heep to appreciate that. So if you could fill me in a tiny bit. I'm sure you're absolutely right. Hi, Rob. Nice to see everybody. Katrina. Lovely to see you. That's so Renfield. That's one of my comments that I use about Megan. That's so Megan. So yeah, I think you're right. It's all these people. All these people are a sitcom.
A little list, which I did talk to you about.
And that's fine. We can talk about that.
Is that fine?
And let's see.
I'm not prepared.
I do want to talk about this. In smear campaigns, often Lauren got a lot of messages that say, you know what you did. Everyone knows what you did.
Yes, exactly.
When somebody is being called evil, or that everybody knows what you did, or you're horrible, it damages you. You begin to question yourself. Who am I? What did I do?
What did I do?
Okay, yeah, again, we're going to have to clip some of this, right? Like, what do you think that Lauren's 9-hour smear fest did to Christina? You disgusting little psychopath. Like, what the actual fuck? It damages you. Grayson was damaged by helping Lauren to smear people who fought back against her. It's so damaging. She is such a victim.
What did I do? You go through your whole life. What did I do?
And so that goes into, and I know I'm a little bit.
Trisha, we know what you did too. My God, these people. We know what y'all did and what y'all are doing right here in front of our faces. Disgusting. I started at 10 a.m. Pacific, so about 40 minutes, Anders. Anders is asking how long we've been going. But I keep interrupting every 2 seconds, so you haven't missed much of Grayson, because I can't listen to her for longer than literally about 4 seconds. Katrina Dancer says, between Laura Owens and Lauren Matthias, I've heard the term smear campaign way too much this year. Yes. Hey, Katrina Dancer, I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. It's good to see you in the chat. Rombo, nice to see you. It is pure Darvo what they do. They damage others while screaming we are being damaged. Yeah, it reminded me so much. I was listening to that again, that Kendra Likari, where she was trying to spin her absolute vile catfish of her daughter into actually it was concern about her daughter, because she herself had been sexually assaulted as a teen, and she had struggled so much with that she was trying, by telling her daughter that she was an ugly bitch and she should kill herself, to head that off, which is as insane as what these people are doing, right? It's as insane to sit and watch them spin this thing into the terrible things I did were just self-defense. It's vile.
All over the place. But that goes into how vulnerable somebody must have been to be willing to hand over 6 years of their messages to me.
I think the word you're looking for there, little GraeBae, trying not to interrupt, but fuck's sake, is desperate. Not vulnerable, it's desperate. And she used you in your position as a producer to defend her terrible personal conduct. So disgusting from floor to ceiling.
And say, please go through all of these.
She did. Lauren did that, gave those you message, and that's pretty amazing.
I mean, if I didn't have so much contempt for Grayson, I would say that she deserved danger pay for that
thing. You know,
I did. I spent a lot of nights going through every single written correspondence she's had with anyone for 6 years.
I mean, again, this whole thing that she is trying to characterize this entire thing, that she spent all these nights up half the night going through, that she's trying to characterize herself as a victim for that. Oh yeah, she will have an NDA now, won't she? She will. But does an NDA, I mean, I don't know the law of that stuff. Would an NDA, does it ever cover anything that happened before she signed it? Because yeah, right. What a job to have. Like, how is that part of your job description? How is that not actual cruel and unusual punishment at work? It's absolutely beyond the pale. Like, she would literally have, I think it was Maury commented yesterday or sometime when we were talking about Grayson, that she would actually applaud Grayson if she ever went and, you know, took them to court for what they did to her, for the labor standards and everything. But I mean, maybe she will, right? At a certain point, hey, there you are. There's Maury right there. At a certain point, all of these sad people are going to fall out, and it's going to be interesting.
What did you find? What did you come away with? What did you think?
You know, I told Lauren if there was anything of concern, and she went to those people and made apologies. Whether or not they received anything, she made apologies. But I also found that Lauren's a lot funnier than I actually knew.
Oh, yeah. If you remember in the 9-hour live from the other day, she and Lauren were absolutely gushing in the cashmere sweater, pearl, snot on the bedclothes episode, all about how hilarious Lauren is, how she's so funny. And Grayson only came to understand that through the labor of love that was searching through 6 years of Lauren's written communications. Can you imagine not having to do that? Nobody has to do that, but can you imagine doing that? Or if you felt that you had to, and you had to, I mean, my God, I couldn't do it. I mean, I tried to read Megan's book, just sitting here by myself, read the book, and I could not fucking do it. Oh, the levity. She brings the levity to the heavity. Good point, Lucia. I had forgotten all about the HTC Levity brand. If y'all haven't seen Docket Decoder's latest short about the bringing the levity to the heavity over at HTC, do go over and give it a look. So appreciate his efforts in all of this. He seems to be getting into the clip game with the rest of us. So I'm on board.
Sense of humor. She's human, like all of us. What she might have felt in 1 minute might not be what she feels in the next.
Oh my God. Oh my God, is Lauren human? I didn't realize. Lauren's human, you guys.
But
Okay, I'm gonna let it run.
who would want to give over 6 years of their messages to anybody to read? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Lauren
Mm-mm.
Matthias.
I'm the
Mm-mm.
first one to say not mine.
Sorry. See, I tried. Who would want to do that? Lauren Matthias would want to do that. Who is self-important enough to do that? Lauren Matthias is self-important enough to do that. Another good pause game, but I'm not gonna bother. There's already a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Please
That's
don't.
Not because it's horrible, but it's just personal.
But also,
You know?
think of this.
I mean, I do think somebody's Rediscovery Joy says, Grayson, you're being used. And I agree with you that she is being used, but I also think that she is in like Flynn with this shit. She absolutely loves it. And the drama feeds her whatever the need that she has to be important. Yeah, I mean, just was Dixie says, I don't know. All this talk as of late about reptilian brains, maybe not human so much. No, it's true. But Lauren is very big on humanism. See what's having a faith crisis. Humanism. Don't know. Maybe you don't remember that, but humans. They're so human.
Do you remember? Do any of you in this chat remember what you said 5 years ago to this day on a chat?
No.
Do you have any idea what your conversation was?
Again, right? This is a red herring of like, no, and everybody in the audience is going, of course not. I mean, who could possibly remember something that they said 5 years ago? So silly. These crazy talking women, they're so ridiculous. But I mean, while I may not remember something that I said in a chat 5 years ago, I certainly remember that I wasn't a vicious, lying, backstabbing, see you next Tuesday. Because that's not who I am. So I feel fairly confident that like whatever texts or comments or whatever that you might unearth of mine, some of them might be embarrassing to me. I might have been, kind of off the cuff a little too much, or I might have been angry and said something that I didn't entirely mean, in a tweet or something like that. But I can think back to conversations that I had with people over text that I was having disagreements with. And while I wouldn't want to share those because those were private experiences, I would not feel like if you guys came across those texts somehow, that I was now going to be shunned from the community as a scumbag, lying backstabber that I am, right? That would not be my fear at all. I would be, of course, anybody would feel that way, but this is just another one of their little tricks to get everybody going, yeah, of course, right, yeah, and to short circuit their critical thinking around this situation.
Was about. So when somebody's basically threatening you that they have all
yes.
that all your messages are being released, like you literally are like, what could I have said in 5 or 6 years?
Again, I'm not literally like that, Grayson. You are. Because fuck knows what you've been saying in your texts. We've seen a few little text communications with you where you, the one where you talked to Cece Suarez, and when she didn't do what you wanted, you attacked her and insulted her, and then continued to try to use her to do what you wanted anyway. We've seen your little behind the scenes efforts to contact Christina, even though all of this stuff was going on and you guys were calling police and all that sort of stuff, and you were contacting Christina to say how terribly sad you were about all of how hurt she was. Remember that? Yeah. You're the one who feels shame at your text coming up, not me. Don't include me in your little fucking crew of disgusting, lying, backstabbing scumbags who only pretend to be your friend to your face so they can talk shit about you behind your back. And you know what? I have a couple of group chats going on where I talk shit about you, Grayson. And we laugh and we laugh and we make stickers of how stupid you look. But we're not doing it behind your back. We're not up here in front of your face pretending that we like you and what you stand for, while we're secretly sniggering in the back room about how embarrassing and stupid you are. See the difference? Little GraeBae?
What did I say?
That's
Right.
very scary. You don't know. And then when now everybody's telling you you're horrible and that you're bad, you might start to believe it about yourself.
Oh my God. You might have a moment of self-reflection, and then what? Oh my God. It's okay. Just go get some psych meds. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Sure.
And it was really hard to see that with Lauren. Like I saw her self-esteem go down.
It
I
plummeted,
saw
yeah.
her like
You cannot dent Lauren's self-esteem. All you can do is temporarily derail that ever-ready bunny of Terminator nastiness. Spare me.
become a different person. I think we're all changed from this. I'd be lying if I said I think our lives are
Yeah, I think that Grayson has become a lot more conniving and nasty than she used to be. So I would agree that she's changed.
just going to go back to normal and we're just going to be the same people we once were. I don't think any of us ever will be.
No, your DNA has changed because of this. I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, just to say thanks for pointing that out. Rombo says tiny note psych meds won't make one feel fine in the long run. Yeah, I was not standing psych meds there. I was standing self-reflection. But these guys have chosen, instead of self-reflection, they've chosen, I'm going to have a mental breakdown and go on psych meds so that I can avoid having to look at my own actions and what I've done to get myself into this position. You know, like even like actual stalking victims often blame themselves, right? What did I do? Did I lead them on? Did I give them some idea that they were, this is what could I have done? Maybe if I had said this, maybe if I had done that, right? Actual victims self-reflect and think it was their fault, not these guys, right? They self-reflect and think, I'm going to have a mental breakdown because somebody's calling me on my shit. And therefore, I'm going to need to take a lot of drugs to cope with that.
Yeah,
Very
it's sad.
changed.
It's sad.
Yeah.
So this is
Prescribed or otherwise.
going on. I'm sorry, please continue. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's what I wanted to say. You can segue into something else if you want to.
Well, I was just going to say this is going on. This is somewhat of an organized effort by a group. Again, why?
It is, yeah. And it's getting more organized as we speak. And my goodness, isn't there, if there isn't all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes that when it comes out is going to be a part of this effort and make a good dent in it, hopefully.
I'm going to bring Stacy in. Stacy,
why would you bring Stacy in? Stacy has nothing of value to add ever. The only good thing about Stacy literally is the frogs. That's it. I'm a fan of frogs. That's it. A documentary. I am increasingly interested in the idea of a documentary about this. I think it would be fascinating. And I think that it could take, like we were talking about, I'm not sure if you were here yet, Krisha, but we were talking at the beginning of the thing about the, or at some point about the sort of wild west of the YouTube hit true crime community and how it all kind of rose up as this new genre of true crime with no guardrails in place. And I think that we could position all of this within that, right? And within that framework. And I think it would make a fascinating document. And when, again, I said the other day, and I will repeat, and we could call it Christina. That's my vote. I have no idea how to make that happen, but I'm seriously considering taking steps to find out. Yeah. All interviews, personalities, all beige. Thank you for the super sticker, Indy, Cindy, HTC reporting, interviews, personalities, all beige. Yep. I mean, if it wasn't for Lauren's extremely colorful choice in clothing, it would be all beige.
We've talked a lot about this. And one of the things that Lauren said was that that when this person found out that through these messages that Lauren had called her annoying, and that's maybe what started it, or it was part of it. And you come back and you always correct me when I bring that up, and I want you to correct me now. What do you think this was? No, I want you to do it.
It's just my opinion. It doesn't mean
know.
I'm right. Yeah, it's well, I don't think the text message.
How is Stacy like I mean, how much of a low life do you have to be like, sorry, Trisha, don't be mad at me, Trisha. Gross.
Message started the situation. I think these women were jealous, and that jealous, angry, just because of the jealousy, and they used what they could find to try to take Lauren down, which would be these text messages and whatever else. Yeah.
Right.
And why would those text messages take her down, do you think, Stacy? Any follow-up questions for Stacy there, Trisha? Anybody in the audience got any follow-up questions for Stacy? I mean, we know they weren't jealous. Good God. Put Christina next to Lauren any day of the week and tell me who's jealous of who. Spare me. Again, it's all Darvo. It's all projection. It's all bullshit. And these are the most incurious reporters you ever met in your fucking life, right? She got no follow-up for Stacy at all. Nothing.
Right. Oh, sorry, I grabbed the wrong one there. I was trying to grab something else. Hang on just a second. This is what I was trying to grab.
So I don't think they were the cause. I think they were the weapon.
Yeah, exactly. They used that
That's
as
a very good point.
yeah.
That's a really great point. And again, right? Everybody's fucking critical thinking skills have been short-circuited for some reason. Why is everybody so okay with all of these disgusting texts? Like, this is just normal, and everybody has all of these gross, disgusting, backstabbing texts in their past. They keep glossing over the content of the texts, right? I mean, the literal only one that they have admitted to, the content, is calling Christina annoying, which is the very least of their crimes. And if that's what they're willing to admit to, you know that what they've done is much worse. And we've seen what they've done, so we do know. At this point, I think this was still very, very close to the 9-hour live, right? This was within not very long. I don't have the date anymore because this is in Dropbox now because they deleted it. But at this point, they are still trying to control the narrative, right? We haven't seen all the texts yet. Hella hasn't released all those texts, or Mr. Bright Breakfast gave them to Hella, right? We hadn't seen the body cam. We hadn't seen all of the receipts from Christina's side, right? So they were still very much in control of the narrative at this point. Hey, Miss Mojo Ryzen, thank you very much. Miss Mojo Ryzen is on the side of all drugs should be legal. 100%. I am not against that. I read an amazing book in university called shit. I can't think of it. Oh, I'm going to make a note and try to remember to link it in the chat. But it was about access to hormone therapy for trans people. And it was absolutely fascinating. And it was written by a trans woman. I can't believe I can't remember what it was called. It was so amazing. So interesting on that very topic. I got to look it up and link it for you guys. Super fascinating. Anyway, moving on.
I think they got jealous of Lauren's hard work and success.
Yeah, because Christina doesn't work hard or have any success. Right? I mean, I suspect that if Christina had all of the talents that she has in terms of her artwork, and she also had zero scruples like Lauren, that she could have clawed her way into some kind of position of prominence, just like Lauren did, by lying and cheating and using people and positioning herself always as the most important person in the room. Did I say hi, Even Germany? It's nice to see you. Yeah, so just to say.
According to Carly, I absolutely agree.
Yep.
So this is going on, and the thing is, Grayson, you don't know where this is going to go. You don't know where it's going to end. You don't know how it's going to end. You know, what do you do? How do you continue on when this is coming at you?
Yeah, that was the worst part.
Right.
That was the worst part. I had no control over the situation. Lauren had no control over the situation. We still really don't. But like,
okay, gonna have to take a picture of that one. I can't ignore that.
We didn't there's a smear campaign happening.
Oh well.
I'm telling her, Lauren, this isn't who you are. Like you can't believe in this. I've gone through everything of yours. Like you're good.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, oh my gosh, like these are our careers and our livelihoods. And how bad does this get? And when does it stop? At what point does it stop?
When do they give up? You know?
Right. What?
Never, Trisha. Never. We're not going to give up. And we're just growing stronger in numbers and in evidence. So if we have to insert ourselves between Lauren and every vulnerable victim that she goes after, then we're going to do it. That is my promise to you.
Gives.
Andrew?
And when this stalker kept going, at some point you can only gray rock this type of stuff for so long before you have to take action, because it's becoming dangerous and scary, and it's literally an existential threat.
It's literally an existential threat. I am going to have to clip that, because how fucking self-important can these people be? It's an existential. They're coming to chop off her head. They're going to burn down her kingdom. These people are so evil and vicious. There's a mob with torches coming after Lauren. It's an existential threat. There's going to be a nuclear annihilation of Lauren. Look out.
And I certainly don't.
I'm sorry, but you see the little look of excitement in her eyes after saying that? She thinks that's really nifty. She thinks that's really nifty, the way that Lauren thinks the Whisper campaign is very interesting and excellent. They just love their little catchphrases, these two.
I mean, put words in Dr. John's mouth, but didn't Lauren read something from Dr. John about how these things can escalate? And that's what's scary. Because I want people to realize this information is going out. You know, it's going out on TikTok and going out to your colleagues, but you don't know who's getting the information.
Anybody and everybody who Lauren has influence with should be getting the information. So that ought to make your job a little bit easier, right? Yeah, exactly. Andy Copsa, thank you. They do like to, experience everything to the nth degree, because they think that lends verisimilitude to their carryings on. And yeah, head on a platter, burning down the false kingdom, all of this shit. It's none of these people have ever heard of hyperbole, even though I think existential threat might be a bit of a hyperbolic overreacting. GraeBae.
It could be somebody that you don't know, that you've never seen before, but they, in their mind, they take it and they are unbalanced, and you don't know what they're going to do. And that's what people have.
This is one of their biggest things that they're trying to get across, right? They have tried to characterize Christina as from the beginning as unstable, and willing, like, just she's going to fly off the handle, and God knows what she'll do, right? And I think that they can gain a little bit of traction with that, because Christina is very passionate. And that's what comes across to me, is Christina's passion. But they can spin that a little bit, right? Because Christina was the one that was ready to spearhead the "fuck you, you're not coming after my friends," right? She was in defense. She was passionately in defense of her friends, and they are going to characterize that as unstable. Megan, in particular, right? She actually said in very plain language that she believes that Lindsay is the ringleader, and that she's feeding stuff to Christina, who she knows is unstable. And then Christina will go out and be the attack dog. So her characterization is that Lindsay is manipulating Christina into behaving badly, when my interpretation of the story is that Christina is the one who has a kind of a warrior spirit. And God bless her warrior spirit heart. I mean, if it wasn't for Christina, right? God knows what these fucking idiots would still be up to.
Realize when you say this stuff like this, it can cause some, you know, you don't know who's taking that information and what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
And so, and like this is going on, and you're like, when is this going to stop? What do we do? And the term gray rock, one of my favorite terms that we learned from Lauren and Dr. John, that means basically just act like they're a gray rock.
GraeBae is like literally the personification of gray rock. It is the Streisand effect. And Lauren even was aware of the Streisand effect, but she decided it was worth it, because I'm going to assume that she was well aware that 325,000 was a much, much bigger number than 300, and that she would have the ability to spin that narrative. She was wrong. But she actually wasn't wrong, right? I mean, the gems believe her. This worked for a lot of them, right? So she wasn't wrong. As much as I hate to admit it, she was right.
They mean nothing. They're just a gray rock. And that's usually a great way to deal with situations like this. In fact, I think I told you guys, ignore it. But it was impossible to ignore when they started calling your colleagues, you know, and started calling people you knew, try and get them to hate Lauren, to try and get them, you know, to believe.
They're sitting here trying to get everybody to hate Christina. Just have to call it out every time I see it. Projection, Darvo, lies, manipulation. Hey, Phil, nice to see you.
Believe something about her that was awful and not true.
Yeah.
So what happened? Okay, well, tell me how you're feeling during this time. What are you doing?
I'm feeling out of control.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I would venture that that's true, because she's certainly acting out of control. So Grayson is not lying every single time her lips are moving, just like, you know, north of 90% of the time.
Sorry, feeling, not seeing. I'm feeling out of control. I'm feeling scared.
Right.
I don't feel like I can go to work in a public place without feeling like people are filming me and doing things to basically just like be a menace in my career.
So there's not a ton of footage of Grayson, right? Other than there's the one video of Grayson at the dinner. The rest of the videos of Grayson are all on body cam. So she was, you know, consenting to be videoed by all of that body cam. So, you know, not sure what she's actually talking about. I feel like if there had been all kinds of videos of Grayson, that we would have seen them by now, right? I do feel like that. I mean, these girls have not been holding back on sharing their evidence. So, more lies.
Yeah, pretty quickly, my anxiety heightened. I became super anxious. Still am.
Good, you
the
should be.
feeling of hopelessness. When does this end? How does
It ends when you own up to your lies and your bullshit and your manipulations, and you move along. You apologize and you move along. That's when it ends. It's not complicated. I think most people can figure that out.
does this end? I don't know how this ends.
Exactly. How does it end? That's a scary thought. Right.
Yeah.
You didn't know what the hell was going to happen. I want to address a comment. Can I do that real quick?
They brush past the content of Lauren's texts every time the texts come up, except to admit that she called Christina annoying. Right? The least of her offenses, and the one that Christina is least offended about. And in fact, I believe Christina said, I mean, fair, I can be annoying, right? Like, so I hardly think being called annoying is the sort of thing that would kick off this kind of nightmare. I mean, unless you're a psychopath like Lauren.
Real quickly.
Allegedly, in my opinion.
Okay. Jake B says, with respect, I see how it's upsetting and the so-called stalker seems unstable, but I don't see how the legal appropriateness of saying it might escalate someday isn't proof of actual stalking. Nobody said that. Nobody said
oh my God, somebody with some critical thinking skills, and now Trisha's going to jump down that person's throat. So that's to be expected, I guess.
That if it escalates, that's proof of stalking. That never came.
Oh, hey, Andy, I wanted to say that I later saw your comment yesterday about that you had reached out to someone also who is in contact with Mr. Reddington. So good job. Good job. Seems like the message is going to get through.
Anywhere close to what we were saying.
Yeah. If you read the Utah law, this is stalking. The Utah law states that this behavior is stalking.
Right. But
I don't know if you remember in the last video of this, I was talking about, I had the kind of breakdown of the number of times that Grayson called her a stalker, and the various things that she said that were actually legally actionable because she's lying, right? They have publicly accused Christina of a crime that she didn't commit, and that is defamation per se. And so, and that's means that she doesn't have to prove damage to her reputation or damage to her ability to make money or anything like that. So this is one of those times when she's doing that.
Saying that escalates, I'm not, this person's trying to say that we said it's escalate, it could escalate, so therefore it's stalking. That nobody has said that. I'm just saying it's escalating, and who knows where it will go. But
yeah, you've just said it was stalking, and you didn't say it had anything to do with being doxxed or being doxxed. Sorry, I'm reading a comment with being stalked.
Yes, and we can talk about the law a little bit later. But what you need to do is go watch Lauren's 9-hour video, and you'll understand what we're saying here. Okay? And I did not say if it's
all these people promoting that 9-hour money-making fucking mammoth to everybody just makes me so fucking ugh. They got almost 500,000 views on that piece of garbage.
Escalating, it's stalking. No, I feel it's already been, determined that there's stalking behavior all over this. And, but like you said, Grayson, you're sitting there every day, you wake up and you go, what's going to happen today? What's going to happen today? And when will it end? When will it end?
Felt like there was no end.
Mm-hmm.
It's been horrific.
Right.
I don't want to leave my house most of the time. I just kind of want to be at home.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels too much.
Right.
Quite honestly, I haven't really left my hotel room in days.
So it's still affecting you horribly then.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am out of the loop on the tweet. Which tweet? Did I miss something? What is happening? Can somebody clue me in on who tweeted what? It's hard to go back through the chat quickly. If you could mention it, somebody could mention it, I would be appreciative. The Bethy Boop. Christina asked for statutes HTC et al. Throw the word out, but never show which statute and what actions you can prove. Yeah. But calling Christina a stalker when she was not is legally actionable. So just saying.
It's hard, right? Feels like there's a whole new set of challenges once you go forward with this. Mm-hmm. Retaliation is a very big fear of mine.
Right.
A very big fear. Sure.
But at the same time, like Lauren would say, and I would say, hands were forced. Mm-hmm. So,
they do love the passive construction of things. Manipulators, because it takes the agency out of the thing. Yeah, I don't know what the tweet was. I missed it. I'm waiting for somebody to explain, but so far nobody has done so.
When you say hands were forced, then what happened?
Yeah. So after going public with this was because we really had no choice. It was going to be public whether we wanted to or not.
But this way you could protect the privacy of Lauren's family.
This way they could get ahead of the narrative. And if anybody has any critical thinkings, they might think to themselves, how is this protecting Lauren's family? How? In what way does this? How does this? Right.
Of her family, of her 8-year-old child who she didn't want to go in depth about his mental health.
Here we go. We got some pathos. We got no logos, but we got plenty pathos. So far, that's all we've had, I think, right? Was pathos. There hasn't been any, oh no, we had a little bit of, well, no, still, it's mostly been pathos, right? They haven't given us any arguments based on, you can trust me, I'm a doctor. It's all been just, how very dare they? It's literally all pathos. It's all getting people up in their shit. Outrage and all the rest of it. There's zero logic been offered here.
On the stand with a camera there.
Right. And let's clear this up. He wasn't going to testify. That's been going around. Right.
No, you're not going to. Yeah, the 8-year-old was not going to be on the stand, but she is never going to go in detail about her child's mental health in front of a camera.
Right? Because she's so principled that she's just going to drop vague hints, vague inferences about her son's mental health. Not inferences, implications, right? She's just going to imply all sorts of things. And she's not going to take any responsibility for the fact that, why does your son know anything about this? Because most parents of an 8-year-old child would protect the child from that knowledge. Although, like, the knowledge that there was a stalker coming to, kill them. And as there isn't any stalker, there wouldn't be any reason for her to say anything to her kid at all. Like, there's just so much around this whole thing. Right? Because I don't believe that Lauren ever really thought that she was being stalked. And so if she said anything to her son to upset him, she had to lie to him about it in order to make him be on her side, right? Because if she told the truth, how would he even understand that, right? So she would have to say something extreme so that he would go, oh my God, how awful, right? Nobody should treat my mom like this. So it's all a big morass of, does he even know? And if he does know, why does he know? And again, they gloss over all of it with the how very dare you pathos of the mental health of an 8-year-old boy. Right? There's no fucking logic in sight here, people. Not one iota.
Right.
Most of you probably have never seen a photo of him.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Dude, we've all seen multiple photos of him by this time. I don't even mean by this time. I mean, by that time. Lauren was about as careful as keeping his image and his name off of HTC as she is about his mental health. Please.
Exactly.
Most of you don't know his name.
Right.
We all know his name.
She protects her child online.
We don't know where he does his banking, but we do know
she should. But let's back up a little bit, okay? Now, before we do that, do you want to read your list? We talked about your list. Would you like to read that now? Or it's up to you.
Yeah, I can go through a little bit of it.
Okay. And tell us what this list is.
Yeah, I just wrote a list of thoughts I've been having lately. Throughout this. This has kind of changed my view on humanity. I will say so many of you guys have been so kind.
Kindness is her favorite thing in the whole world. Not sure you guys know.
And that's given me a little bit more hope in humanity. Good. When this thing has completely destroyed that. I just kind of wrote something recent, like a few thoughts recently that I've been having, and thoughts on friendship.
It's interesting because for me, all of this has not destroyed my faith in humanity. It has restored it somewhat because of this community of extremely thoughtful and concerned people who are, for each of us for our own reasons, committed to seeing this through. So I find all of that exciting and invigorating. And the fact that these guys can't find, like, do you know what I mean? Like I feel like if any of this was true, they would be rejoicing in the support of the gems and their whole community and all that stuff, right? Not pretending like it's so awful for them. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like there could be some element of that. But anyway, let's listen to Grayson's thoughts because she is very interesting.
And how I don't think good friends, whether you're friends with them or not still, good employees, good contractors, ethical, whatever, you don't ever share private messages. And
There
you don't weaponize them.
There you go. And that's what was going on here. Now, this person, the stalker, as you refer to them, they were a contract worker, and Lauren was done with her work, right?
No, Lauren wasn't done with her work. In fact, I believe, if I recall correctly, I believe the week this had happened, I had asked her for some stuff, and she told me she would get it for me for I believe it was a cover photo for the trial. And then she just said, I think at some point, I don't remember. I don't have all my messages in front of me. I think I texted her at some point and said, "Don't worry about it. Lauren made one, and we're really happy with it." Because I just hadn't gotten it. But
are they talking about? Sorry, I got distracted. Are they talking about? Christina, I believe that Lauren was trying to imply that Christina owed her some work that she had been paid, quite handsomely for some work that she never turned in. Is that what they're talking about? And that they were just so anxious to end the relationship that they let her keep the money because they're so principled that they just, they were whatever. I think that's what they're trying to pull off here.
Yeah. So I just thought about friendship and what being ethical looks like in a job. That's not sharing private messages to weaponize them and to make somebody look horrible. It's not clipping messages. That's not it's not what good people do.
Christ. Here they are with their completely selective description of what they're going to release, right? The only content of any text that they've admitted to is the annoying one, right? Darvo, straight the way through.
It's not what a good human does. No good human does that. And if you're doing that and you think you're a good human, I don't know. Maybe think again.
Maybe take your own advice, you little fucking psycho. Just a suggestion. Little psycho GraeBae. Sorry, just got to get a screenshot of that. GraeBae, are you trying to say y'all good people? Because if you are, why are you doing the ugly things that you are doing and have done? Yeah, well, I mean, she's a lying sack of lies. You can share with everyone under the sun. Don't write the text to begin with. I can't. I might have to look at this later. Which is the unethical? Which is a crime? Difficult research. Kresha. With the zingers. Llama Pajama. Hey, nice to see you. Hi, Penny. Sorry to always come in late. Love your stream so much. Well, I love you being here. It's always a pleasure. You guys are the greatest. I mean, I know everybody thinks so, but I just feel like you guys are the greatest chatters going. You're all smart. You're all interesting. You're all thoughtful. You're all, everybody here has something to offer to this entire morass that we're dealing with here.
That kills me that these were private, and I don't understand it. I don't.
Yeah, she does understand it because she has had her own private communications released onto the remember CR. Remember grand good old CR who recorded Trisha lying her way through the whole I pretended I sold you an organ debacle with Sue Pruitt? Remember that? She knows all about that because CR went and posted all of those publicly for everybody to hear.
I don't understand it. Horrible. Have they ever explained why they did it? You ever heard an explanation?
No.
All you have to do is watch the TikToks. The explanation is in the TikToks. I mean, you know, I know that some people characterize those TikToks as crazy and off the hook and all the rest of it, but the message is clear, right? And you know, if you don't like the delivery of that's, you know, that's a personal preference, right? It has nothing to do with the content or the veracity of the information, right? And all of that's what these guys do, right? They pretend that Christina's particular style of being a little bit in your face and a little bit irreverent, a little bit like dropping the fucking truth bombs as threatening and oh my god, and immoral and frightening, right? And really it's just Christina's style. But it works for them to spin it into some sort of unhinged, aggressive attack, right? And for those of us who aren't that twee and who can appreciate Christina's incredible fucking presence as a human being, can see why Lauren found her annoying.
I don't think they could give one, could they?
I don't know what their explanation is, except for to.
I mean, honestly, like, you know, obviously a person's physical presentation or physical appearance is not the be all end all, right? We all know that. And ad hominem attacks or whatever. But it's very difficult for me to put Grayson next to Christina. It's not just looks, right? Because we all know people that are not classically beautiful in the way that Christina is, and yet have that inner fucking beauty that shines from them because of the decency and the kindness of their heart and the strength of their convictions and the, you know, the kind of peace that they have within themselves because they are able to live in, what does Dr. John always say? In attunement with their values. So it's not like, don't get me wrong, right? I'm not comparing short, stout, not particularly classically pretty Grayson unfavorably with the statuesque and Amazonian style of our Christina. I'm comparing the inner beauty, right? And Christina shines, while Christina puts us all in mind of, yes, master, Renfield. So just my observations.
Warn people, which that's, again, a smear campaign.
And why? Why start it now? Why
Right.
start it in April? Why start all of this? You
Yeah.
know, and the problem is it did escalate.
Again, right? They position themselves as the innocent passive. We were just sitting here when the evil Christina came up and grabbed a hold of us unsuspecting virginal innocents, and she just tied us right to the railroad tracks right when the train was coming, and we were just sitting here, right? That's a choice to say that Christina started it, even though they've already admitted that Lauren started it by talking behind her back.
It was like a stone gathering, you know, a snowball just going downhill, getting bigger and bigger, and it escalated. And then, did you want to talk about CrimeCon, or you want to continue with your notes?
Yeah, we could.
God, does she ever? Holy smokes. Just commenting on Trisha's and mixing her metaphors there with the Rolling Stone, because she realized partway through that a Rolling Stone gathers no moss, and so she had to change it to a snowball. But I'm actually impressed that she realized partway through and managed to switch gears, because she doesn't strike me as that with it usually.
Talk a little bit about CrimeCon.
Because your notes were very compelling, and I don't know how much you want to reveal of them, but I think it.
Grayson fancies herself an archivist. She's going to put all her notes in the archive. Exactly, Katrina. The inside always shows on the outside. Eventually, kind people age so much more beautifully. Nasty people start showing the ugly on the outside more and more. Yeah. And Grayson's only 24.
It really gives a good picture of how you were feeling. So we'll come back to your notes. So at some point, I believe Lauren said we've got to take legal action. Is that correct? And again, you're not speaking for Lauren, but you know what happened. And when you're talking about feelings and things that happened to you, those are your thoughts and yours alone.
Oh, are those her thoughts? Those are not Lauren's thoughts. Actually, that's a really good point, Llama Pajama. I didn't even think of that. Llama Pajama says, I'm at the beginning. So at the beginning, we watched a little bit of the live from the other night where Grayson was giving everybody her analysis, her critical analysis of the Lindsay Clancy case. So Llama Pajama says, I'm at the beginning, but oh my God, people aren't supposed to decide on a case until they hear all the evidence. Reporters are supposed to be neutral and just report. Yeah. I mean, people like you and me can decide what we think, right? People to have their opinions for sure, but these guys do absolutely position themselves as reporters and investigative journalists and all the rest of that. And they do have that ethical responsibility to present both sides of the whatever. So yeah, good point, Llama Pajama. Thanks. Good catch. Takes a village. A rolling snowy stone.
This is all my view of how it looked to have gone down to me, I guess we could say. Yeah, at some point, you know, gets to a point where it feels like it's escalating. You feel
at some point it gets to a point where it feels like it's escalating. I would love to hear what Sergio Denaro thinks of that little fucking sentence right there. I'd love to feed it into the Veriscope machine, because that sounds like a whole load of bullshit to me.
Feel in danger. So yeah.
Danger.
She decided to take it the legal route because maybe the law could protect her. It says it will.
Maybe the law literally does not say that it will protect you from your own fucking idiocy, Grayson. It never says that anywhere. In fact, it says very plainly, hi, just Jamie. Happy Saturday to you. Glad you could make it. Even Germany says a lot of survivors of real stalking were hurt because of this situation. All I really expected hope that HTC and Duty Ron would apologize. As far as I know, nothing came. Yeah, I mean, and the evidence is out. I mean, Duty Ron, I do give him a little more grace because I know he's been ill. And, you know, maybe he just doesn't have the bandwidth for any of this. I have no idea if he's even online anymore or like keeping, yeah, I don't know. But yes, the evidence is out and they should have. But they don't care. These people don't care. They're too big to fail at this point, and who fucking cares? Probably most people most of their viewers will never hear about their involvement in this nonsense. They haven't lost anything by it.
The statute.
Same like John DeLynn, right?
Statute says it will, based on what's happening.
Sure.
So yeah, she did decide to go legal, and in Utah, everything when filed in a stalking injunction is private because details of your daily activities, your mental health, your, you know, anything you can think of. She listed a bunch of things that her attorney had written.
Yeah, if you guys have been, you got to go over to Dally Talk and keep up and Reddit and stuff to keep up with what's going on with that attorney, that Dastin Dow. I think he's been, I don't know the details. Don't trust me. Other people know better. But Dally Talk, he's your source for this lawyer that she's talking about here, who is in court for his own shenanigans and misbehavior.
Those things, the things that her attorney had written are the things that you would find out in a stalking hearing and stalking paperwork and in declarations. So yeah, those are filed private. And they are filed private so that way the person who is being stalked can have, again, a sense of privacy and dignity, and those can't be weaponized to further stalking.
Yeah, these guys are all about privacy and dignity, right? Christina's being afforded so much privacy and dignity while they're all over here smearing all to all their fucking tens and hundreds and of thousands of followers. Where is Lauren anyway? Why do we have to listen to irrelevant Grayson? Well, we don't. I mean, truthfully, we really don't. We could just move on. But we like to dismantle Grayson because she's such a scheming little lick-spittle minion that it's kind of pleasurable. Like, I was going to say like poking. Nah, never mind.
And I've never seen a civil stalking injunction be broadcasted, again, because it's private.
Right.
Somebody saying I'm in fear of my life, I wouldn't expect a news channel to go say, let me go broadcast them saying everything about their personal life, where they go, what they do, what their activities are.
Lauren broadcasts all that herself. What are you fucking talking about? Lauren is constantly all over the interwebs telling everybody about everything that she's doing and videoing herself doing it and in front of it and beside it and who's there and who's important and who's not and how she figures in all the important goings on of all the places and the rooms that she belongs in. So again, nice try, Grayson. Lucky for you, none of the people you're talking to have any critical thinking skills.
I wouldn't expect that to be broadcasted to people because that's actually furthers. That's how you further this kind of stuff.
Exactly. So, can I stop you? Because there's something Precious said, and I want to bring it up, and then we're going to come.
Oh, God. Lauren did say that she was in fear for her life at the time of that live. I'm pretty sure she said that. Yeah, pretty sure she did. Okay, I'm going to let it run for a minute while I hit the ladies' room. Please enjoy Grayson Unfiltered. Oop.
I'm right back to it, okay?
Need a double tap there.
Is that okay, Grayson?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we just say that Lauren and Grayson's video about the stalkers is almost at 200,000 views on YouTube? This happens more than we know, and people relate to your stories. Bravo, ladies. So that video, the 9-hour video, is just still hot, and people are watching it and they're learning. So Lauren gets it's a temporary restraining order, meaning just what it says. It's temporary, and at some point there will be a court case. They will come back, and Lauren will attempt to make it a permanent. Permanent in Utah, I think, is 3 years, and they have to go back every 3 years. So you get, or Lauren gets, a temporary restraining order against this person. Does it say specifically, do you remember, that she can't go to CrimeCon, or what did it say? Uh-oh. Here we go.
Sorry.
What happened?
Weird. I don't know.
Okay?
Just like, yeah, no, it just started buffering everywhere.
Okay, so you're good. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Intervision says, I am looking forward to Trisha's hearing on August 12th. Trisha has no actual legal binding proof of a debt owed. No, I think that's true. I don't think we're going to get to, I'm not sure how much we're going to get to see of that. I couldn't find a way to attend. I tried, but it seemed like the only people that can attend are lawyers. It's a Zoom hearing. And I couldn't find any way to get in as a member of the public. So I'm not sure how much of that we're going to see. Hopefully the docket will contain some, whatever the outcome is. But and again, I don't know how long that might be in civil court, right? It could be months before we hear anything back.
do you remember what it said? Did it say she couldn't specifically go to CrimeCon, or what did the temporary restraining order say?
Yeah, it said no CrimeCon. It said 500 feet. I don't remember all the things. No contact of specific people, which included me. And
me.
No social media posts
Okay.
about Lauren, basically.
About this, right?
I don't know Somebody just said that laptop again, Grayson. Blame that one on Lauren's laptop. My laptop. I was smarter than to use my laptop. My laptop has been having a lot of issues, and Lauren keeps saying we need to get a new one, and I just keep saying, okay, we'll do that, and then we never do it.
I understand. I do.
Maybe Beth B could get them a new computer. Is she in the room? Is Beth B in the room? Anybody? Be me. Maybe that was Beth B. Oh my God, that could have even been Beth B. That little computer waking up sound. I bet you it was. Wow. Worlds colliding, people. Very exciting. I did not realize it was Woo Woo Saturday night.
So you go to CrimeCon. Now, I want to make sure I get this correct. She wasn't actually served in Utah, but she knew about it. She was told about it by her husband, or am I getting that wrong?
Yeah, so to my understanding, when in Utah, it is considered served when a person over the age of 18 years or older, again, I'm not a lawyer, but this is what I've been explained to, over the years of 18 or older gets it at the residence. So that's what happened.
Okay.
And then, so technically that was considered served. And she says in the body cam, her husband said,
I have no idea if that's true or not. I am not up on the law of all this. So if anybody knows anything about that, I would be happy to hear.
sent her photos of it, I believe is what she says.
Right.
And so you have knowledge of it at the very minimum.
Sure.
And then, we gave it over to Aurora Police in Colorado so they could enforce it. We were, because of the confrontations that had kind of happened, we were very...
The one where you were having a dinner and they politely approached you and asked you to leave Lindsay alone after Lauren had already approached Lindsay earlier in the day. And yet she didn't film that encounter, just the one where she could manufacture evidence to make it look like you guys were the ones approaching her, even though she had approached you earlier in the day after sending Lindsay a cease and desist that included something along the lines of you're not to communicate with this person. Is that what you're referring to, Grayson? Just want to be sure we're on the same page here.
Concerned.
Those confrontations. She was very concerned about that. You can tell by looking at her sweaty, greasy Grayson face. A paper plate face.
That
maybe she uses a paper plate to blot her face. That
there was going to be something that happened at CrimeCon.
Right, because you don't know. That's the thing. It's scary. Exactly.
Yeah. So Aurora PD took it and they ended up serving her physically.
And she went to CrimeCon.
Sorry, did anybody else notice how weirdly sketchy she looked just then? When she looked really uncomfortable and like she was turning away and stuff.
She left CrimeCon.
Oh, she did? Okay.
And they say in the body cam that she can go to, well, she went to CrimeCon initially, right? And that's where they serve her.
Okay.
And then, I mean, that's proven on body cam that she's there.
Right.
And then, so they serve her, and then she was told that she could like be in the bar area. She asked if she could go to the bar at night with her friends, I believe is what she said. And they said she could be there, but she couldn't be within 500 feet of us. If we were there, she needs to not be there.
Right.
And on Friday night was when she was in the bar when we were there. We had been there for hours. I have photos of Lauren with many hidden gems that night through the hours. And then I look over and she's feet away from me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
she is trying to imply here that Christina was coming to attack her, right? And that she was going to come to attack Lauren. And it's so fucking bullshit. I believe that Christina has shared her glasses video from that, and the fear in her voice is unmistakable, right? she feels like she's surrounded and that the cops are coming for her. Meta. Thank you. Glasses. Thank you. Crusher. More Darvo, more projection, more lies from Grayson. So CHCH is saying the glasses video is the night after this, and it may well be, but I still think it's a very good indication of who was actually in fear in this situation. And it wasn't these lion sacks of garbage.
That's really scary.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
Right.
not.
So
Not at all.
I went to see if there was a officer around. There wasn't. So I called Aurora PD and she ended up leaving.
Right.
Yeah, Grayson is very proud of her role in calling the police. She called police multiple times, this little manipulator. Multiple times. Difficult Research Crusha says Metas showed Megan taking off in full sprint inside the bar too, which was so telling to me. Megan was fucking giddy about her role in this. She thought that it made her one of the major players and that she could get loads of fucking clicks for it. And in fact, she did get loads of clicks for it, but it still didn't make her interesting to people, right? It made her proximity to the situation interesting, which is the same thing that she had for us with Lori Vallow, right? She doesn't have anything to offer except proximity to the action. That's our Megan. And so, yeah, she was absolutely peeing her pants with excitement at being, it was her and Joe Schmo, right? She and Joe Schmo, rather, who went rushing off to get security. Perhaps that's the next night, because obviously she called the police up at this point. So they didn't need security because they had the police.
Hold on one second. I need to do something here.
All of them.
There we go. Okay, go ahead. Moderators, please, if there's any negative comments, ban that person, please. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that tells you everything right there. If there's any negative comments, ban that person right away. Like, you know, it's just so ridiculous. People have come into my chat making negative comments, and I'm usually prepared to kind of engage them a little bit to see what they're trying to say or whatever. If they continue on being obvious trolls, then yeah, see you later. But this is extremely revealing of who they are willing to hear from, right? Of whose voice matters in this little safe space here. They want to have access to the public so that they can get their grift on, right? But they want to limit who gets to talk back.
Yeah, so that was really scary.
Just keep saying
so
it was really scary and Lauren didn't do anything. It was really scary. Lauren didn't do anything. It was an existential crisis. Lauren didn't do anything. Christina's unstable.
I want to stop.
And also somebody in their socks at a bar when they have a restraining order, in my opinion.
Oh, this was one of my favorites where they tried to characterize these victim-centered and highly empathic people could not come up with one single reason why a person might have their shoes off in a bar, in a public place. Not one, other than unhinged and unstable behavior. I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of several foot ailments that might make you take off your shoes after a long day when you're sitting down in the bar. And so you can get some relief from your corns or from your bunions or from your big old blister from your new shoes. That's just off the top of my head. I'm sure there are more, fallen arches. There's plenty. There's plenty. And these people can't think of anything but unstable.
oh my God, you're there long enough to get comfortable to take off shoes? Whoa.
It wasn't even 2 minutes before, because I keep interrupting every 5 seconds. We can't possibly have gotten 2 minutes through. She was literally just saying we had been in the bar for hours when I turned around and there she was. So, just saying.
And that's what I wanted to point out. You've got a restraining order against.
Look at how fucking pleased she is with herself, eh? She just loves that. These people love whatever they can come up with in the moment, regardless of how much it contradicts the thing that they just said before, because it sounded good in that moment. You get that? Look at her fucking face, eh? Pleased as punch with her stupid little manipulative self. Just appalling behavior from these people.
Somebody, and you turn around and they're right there in the bar. That's unsettling.
Yeah.
No matter what, forget about everything else. You have a restraining order against this person. You turn around and they're close by. Very, very unsettling. Very unsettling.
Yes, my late mom was absolutely a predator when she took off her shoes in the airport lounge because her compression socks and all the flying and all of the, that's true. That is things that a predator does.
So
yeah. So yeah, there was just a lot of escalation. I don't want to get too much into the court process. I'm not an attorney. I'm not Lauren's attorney. I'm not Lauren. I don't want to speak for any of.
There was just a lot of escalation. So which escalation? You haven't described any escalation yet. You've described being terrified by seeing someone in the bar who, from all accounts, didn't do anything. Like, surely the police didn't just appear out of thin air the moment you saw her. So obviously, if she was right there, she had an opportunity to do something horrible, and she didn't. So where's the escalation? Like, what are you even talking about? And all these people just go, yes, escalation. Yes. And none of them says to themselves, what escalation? Wait, I didn't. What? How did it escalate? Was it the no shoes? Was that the escalation? Was it the leaving the bar when the police came? Escalation? Like, which part? No, nobody. They're all like, oh, yes, escalation. So scary. Predators. Awful.
Them.
mm-hmm.
She has a wonderful team supporting her.
Yes, she's got, right.
She'll do what she needs to do through them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to get too much into the court process, but I will.
From what I understand, Grayson also has a mental health team supporting her. So these people need entire teams to support their, vapors. And they don't understand that they're incredibly privileged to be able to have a team supporting them.
We'll talk more on just the effects this has had and go through my list of points I wanted to talk about.
Absolutely.
Yes, do go through your list of talking points, Grayson. Do.
There was another thing I've just been thinking about is this stalker says in her declaration to the effect of Lauren couldn't have been suicidal on July 7th because she posted a video on July 6th and did not seem distressed during that.
Wait a minute. So this person said Lauren couldn't have been suicidal because she posted a video the day before?
Yeah, to the effect of,
okay.
I could find the full thing, but it's chilling because I think about high schoolers and I think about them going to school and they come home and at 10 p.m. when a child takes their life.
And they've been fine at
school that day knew.
Right.
They were doing what they were supposed to do.
Sure.
Again, it's the pathos, right? It's the appeal to the extreme. Right? Dead teenagers. Oh my God, dead teenagers. That's so true. It's so true. She's so true. It's so true. It's so true. Lauren is just like a dead teenager. It's so true. So true. How very dare they? So true. So true.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
and
again, this is their job.
Right. You're professional. Lauren's many great things, but she is professional. And you do what you do.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, I believe that episode was edited, maybe just minimally, and I had edited it, so it was pre-recorded.
Right.
Like, so I don't even know what day it was recorded.
Right. It was a recorded one. Yeah. So even though
Yeah.
it uploaded the day before, it didn't mean it was recorded that day. So it doesn't matter. I mean, that's just a weird thing to say.
Literally does not matter.
Right. Right.
Somebody
kind of like every single thing that you're saying doesn't matter because you're full of shit. This is so cringe. I was gonna say my faith in humanity and everything, but like it is, if this is how easy it is to manipulate hundreds of thousands of people, I do have fears for humanity. Because wow. And our this is the kind of shit that like taking funding away from education is problematic, right? And shoving AI in everywhere is problematic because these things make it harder for students to learn how to think critically for themselves, right? We are not encouraged to think critically because then we're going to start criticizing the powers that be. And for all intents and purposes over here on the YouTube crime streets, these are the powers that be. And they are manipulating these people with ease and with zero evidence. It's completely shocking.
can do anything on a Tuesday morning and Tuesday night they're dead.
Exactly.
And everyone's going to say I didn't see the signs.
Yeah.
And
there was a story about an 11-year-old girl a couple weeks ago who took her own, I think she was 11, she took her own life, and her mom says something to the effect of like she was just fine and she went into her bedroom and then never came out. That's an 11-year-old girl.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
Right.
Like,
Lauren is a 40-something odd years old woman. So how is this relevant? Where is the logic? Where is the connection? Was that 11-year-old girl trashing all of her friends behind their backs at recess? Like, seriously, where's the connection here? There's no connection, right? All of these people, oh, dead girls. Oh my God. It's so terrible. Dead girls. I mean, dead girls is terrible. Absolutely. It has nothing to do with what's going on here.
That is horrible.
what somebody does the day before does not mean that they're not having ideation, that they're not like anything. There is like that saying that like check on your friends who seem like the happiest or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say, right, that whatever, Lauren's, I mean, maybe she was having a meltdown. Maybe she was having, thoughts of self-harm because of, the fear of being exposed and the feeling of being exposed. Maybe that's true. But, there's another good GraeBae screen grab. Oh, God, I've lost track. What was I going to say? What was she talking about? Again, sorry. I mean, the thing about Lauren self-harming is that Lauren was the architect of all of that. So the fact that she's so disordered means that no, she will never own up to it and apologize and find the healing that would be available if she did do that. But that doesn't change the fact that she is responsible for the fact that she feels the way she feels because she's been found out. Again, they try to characterize, of course, by calling Christina a stalker. They try to characterize her as the victim of all these people. But they fail to mention the catalyst for all of this, which was of Lauren's terrible behavior.
Probably pretty true, in my opinion.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, your opinion
it's absolutely true.
Though,
and again, Lauren's professional. You're not going to see this. Is not going to show through in her live streams or her videos. It's not going to show through.
Yeah.
The depression and the...
Oh, I know what I was going to say, what I got distracted from. I was going to say she comes off perfectly fine in her videos because she's such a professional. But she also comes off as perfectly fine in the body cam when she's manipulating the police. So it's not just the videos online. It's the way that she's presenting herself when she's, for some reason, unaware that everybody's going to see that fucking camera, that footage. She really thought, she was so confident that Christina was going to get either put in jail or that she was going to win that, get the restraining order enforced permanently, that I don't think it even came into her head that the body cam footage would ever come out, because it would just be a done deal. And why would anybody look for the body cam footage? Why bother? The bad guy was caught and in jail,
I mean, she, in my opinion, when I talked to her, she felt it was hopeless. Like, how the hell do we stop this? What do we do? And
Welcome to the poking pins in your eyes crew, Shirley. Shirley says, hi, Penny and crew. If I hear very scary one more time, I'm going to poke pins in my eyes. Yeah, that's what we do over here for relief.
Why? It's the why. It can just make you lose your mind.
Same reason why CR exposed you to the community that you were a part of at the time. Because you're a lying scumbag grifter, just like your pal Lauren. That's why, Trisha. And I believe you know full well.
Yeah.
But you saw it firsthand.
Yeah. I saw it affect Lauren firsthand. I saw it affect myself. I saw it affect their son. I saw it affect John.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
It's all of us.
Anybody else?
We've all been forever changed by this.
Forever changed by
It's been awful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In some ways, I think I'm changed for the better. I think I have more empathy for things.
Yeah, not anymore, though. Now she's just not anymore. She doesn't even want to have children anymore. She has been ruined by the Amazon warrior, Christina.
I think I've learned to look for evidence. Don't just believe things. Because that's really easy. I mean, I'm younger. I'm Gen Z. And Gen Z really believes in cancel culture. And
where is she going with this? I mean, my opinion about cancel culture is that that's a Darvo. That whole moniker, cancel culture, is the moniker was coined by an abuser to get out of being held accountable. So to me, I call it accountability culture. And abusers like Grayson weaponize the term cancel culture to make it seem like people who are looking for accountability from abusers are out of control, wild internet mobs who have lost all sense of reason and are just acting on mob instinct. And I haven't seen any of that from the people that are engaged in pushing back against these people. I haven't seen any of that at all. I have seen a fair amount of enthusiasm from people who are wanting to come together as a group to fight this cancer in the community. Right. And I would call that, like, I could even liken it to, whatever. I'm not a doctor. I could get the metaphor completely wrong, but to white blood cells coming to the fucking site of an injury. Right. To fight the fucking intruder. So they can characterize it however they want, but it's all a pack of lies.
And I wouldn't say I've always or really ever believed in cancel culture, but like this has catapulted that beyond for I'm like, no way. Like people are canceling people for nothing.
For nothing, yeah. And this was really not.
Give us one example. One example of somebody getting canceled for nothing. One. Just one. Any examples, anybody? Any from the extremely journalistic crew over here? Any examples?
I can't think. I wish somebody had explained it to me. What,
Trisha. Dude, you're just not you're not that quick on the uptake.
Me too.
Why?
My text and DMs are open if you know something.
Yeah.
I feel like the past 2 days I've begun to piece things together. My phone's been really loud, but it's also been really heavy emotionally. I haven't really wanted to read stuff. I go online here and there, but I don't really want to be a part of it.
Yeah, we know this to be untrue, right? Is it around this time or shortly after that she's reaching out to Cece Suarez to try to be her behind the scenes confidential informant. So that's a lie from the lion sack of lies, Grayson Yohr.
I just, it's my life.
Yes, it is.
I'm living it. I don't want to see what people are saying about it online necessarily.
I understand. I completely understand. So
again, like I just don't, that doesn't seem true to me, because also, weren't they just melting down, the pair of them? I mean, Lauren in particular was extremely disturbed by mums on the interweb being mean to Grayson. So that suggests to me that they have been watching very closely what's going on the interwebs and what's being said about them.
I'm imagining at this time you're feeling pretty helpless. I bet that's a big part of your feeling.
Yeah, the interviewer usually does tell the interview subject how they're feeling. That's normally how the journalists do it, right? That's normally how they do it. In the court, they would call that leading, but in journalism, but that's just regular. That's just regular. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything to help Lauren. You can't.
I can do nothing. I can support her. I can tell her she's a good person.
Right.
I mean, that's actually an interesting comment from her, because that's exactly what Lauren needs to hear, right? Lauren is melting down because of the fear of people not seeing her as a good person. And you can hear her even saying it, right? I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. It is paramount to her that people see her as a good person. That's what all of her machinations are about, right? Is being seen by everyone as this unimpeachably empathic and professional and, top tier, top of her game, and for good reason, right? Because she's just such a solid, good person. And she's not a good person. But that's exactly what she needs Grayson for. That is, Grayson spoke that unintentionally, but that's exactly what these people use people for, the supply. They need someone to mirror them and say, you're a good person. You're a valuable person. You're an important person. You're more important than me. You're more important than them. You're more deserving. You're more entitled. It's exactly what they need. And she said that unintentionally, but it's 100% spot on.
We can, as we say at Hidden True Crime, we make good art. We can keep making good art.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, your art is kind of shit, mediocre at best. So keep striving to be better, absolutely. But if we're comparing art, Christina every time. Every fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're going through something like this, it affects how much you can work, right? Like a lot of your
absolutely.
Wait,
absolutely.
Oh, because just
there was
wait a minute. I didn't realize it affected how much you could work, because literally just a minute ago, wasn't she arguing for the fact that of course Lauren can work? Of course she can put on a brave face and go out there and look like nothing's bothering her. So that's interesting.
A long time where, again, we still don't really know much of what is and isn't out there and what's going on and what everything. Like, we really don't know much, but we know what the stalkers posted online. We see all the been confronted. We see that kind of stuff, but there's a undercurrent, I think, that we don't know everything about, right? And that's so when somebody's going through this, all you have is each other, right? Lauren, John, and I have only had each other. So we just like sit there and just.
I feel so creeped out by that, right? Because she is like, yeah, it has just cemented their little crew. And in a way, I feel like Grayson has egged Lauren on in all of this, because it positions Grayson in this indispensable role, right? Where she is just as important as Lauren in her own way, right? It's part of. Yeah, she did difficult research. Leakage, did she just say we see that all they're online, then she changed directions? Yeah, she did. Yeah, cry me a fucking river. I mean, we do feel that there is a certain folly thruple going on here, Walela. And I was saying the other day, like, if there is a thruple thing going on, if there's any kind of, it's not that John has two wives, right? It's that Lauren has a husband and a wife. She's the bigamist or the polygamist.
Talk about it.
Right.
We try to figure it out. Like, you could almost go crazy trying to figure this out.
Oh, I can see.
Yeah, complete Darvo again, right? The cognitive dissonance is, we're the ones suffering the cognitive dissonance, right? And it does make you feel crazy. It's exactly what these people do. That's what gaslighting does, right? The thing of denying reality and trying to plant a fake reality in your brain is extremely damaging. And that's exactly what these people are doing, is gaslighting. And it's so harmful to people to be around it, that this is why, right? This is why you literally can't be around these people, because even when you know what they're like, you're still susceptible to all of their manipulations, because you're still a human and you have functioning empathy. And that continues to function in the background, whether you are, aware up here or not, right? Which explains why somebody like, I was saying, I watched that Unknown Number documentary about the woman who catfished her own daughter. And at the end of it, the daughter says, the mom's been arrested, she's gone to prison, the whole bit, right? And she's saying, but I still love her more than anything. And I hope that one day that we can repair our relationship and stuff. And like, even after everything that she went through, she still can't conceive of the fact of who her mother is, and that there is no healthy relationship on the horizon, right? Even after she's been through that. So these people are extremely dangerous because of the psychology of people who do have functioning empathy, right? Empathy is there to help us bond as a community. And when your empathy works, it works even against your will, right? That's why you have to stay away from these people, because they will fuck you up just by existing.
That, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's been really hard. It's mentally for me. I know it's, like I said, it's affected them mentally, but mentally for me, it's been so draining. And
so
a big surprise.
It's like, I just can't wrap my head around it. Like the feeling of just like, I can't get my hands around this to understand it.
Yeah.
If I could understand it, I could know how to fix it, or
Right.
try to fix it, or we could try to come up with solutions. But
apologize. Own up, apologize. And fuck off. It's not complicated.
But a smear campaign, you can't. And then stalking when it's escalating, that's like...
Again, no example of escalation. Not a single example of escalation. Not one.
You can't do anything.
Right. You can't, and all you can do is depend on the law. And we've all heard those stories about how someone's being stalked.
Okay, again, there's no more logic. This is all just pathos and blah, blah, blah. And also, I'm kind of running out of steam with these people. I can only take so much of their nonsense, even with the stellar company of all you fine people. I can only last so long before I just have to walk away for a while. So yeah, I'm gonna call it for today. It's just past noon on a beautiful Saturday, British Columbia Day. Donnell Allen, I have been listening, but I wanted to weigh in on what was just said. My mother was a Lauren, and at 70, I am still trying to get her out of my head. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Donnell. I think this is why these people are so dangerous, right? I mean, Grayson is over here saying, oh, they've changed us. But the fact is that that's what they do, right? That's what they do. They change people, and not usually for the better, right? I mean, I do think that, it's obviously to all of our benefit to know about these people and to be on our guard against them. But it's a horrible, horrible lesson to have to learn, that there are so very many of these types of people around, right? And that they, people who tangle with these people in some way, like Christina has had to, or that, the victims of any of the crimes that we follow, these people are traumatized very often for life by these people. And they have no compunction whatsoever about it, right? They couldn't fucking care less about your pain. All they care about is their own pain. And it can take a lifetime to figure them out. I mean, I was I think 53 when I finally got the information that I needed to explain what had been happening to me, lo the many decades of my life until then. So, yeah, I just don't want people to take it lightly, or to think that you can repair these relationships, or that these guys are ever going to come out and admit what they did, or that they're ever going to change or grow a conscience or be anything other than what they have revealed themselves to be right now. The best we can do is limit their reach. So anyway, again, I will love you and leave you all until I'm doing a members only live tomorrow. And then I'm not sure what's coming after that. My move is going to start taking place over the next few weeks. I'm going to be making trips back and forth. So I'm going to be over there on Wednesday. So I'm hoping to do a live from my new house. I'm going over to bring my first load over. So, yeah, that's a definite plan as far as I know. But other than that, all I have planned is the members only live for tomorrow. But I'm going to carry on with this, and I'm going to carry on with the 9-hour live. And with, doing the clipping all of these videos and putting them all together and all that sort of stuff. So I will look forward to seeing everybody next time. And until then, I shall love you and leave you. Thanks for coming.